What's up, everybody? Welcome to the World Warriors of UltraChenTV. I'm Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen.
What's up, everybody?
Of course, this is... Oops, hang on a second.
Of UltraChenTV.
Where is that coming from? Oh, okay. But this is the series of videos where we talk about 32 qualifiers of Capcom Cup. And if you don't know what Capcom Cup or the Capcom Pro Tour is, you can check this YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/CapcomFightersTV.
We've been doing this a lot lately, and we are not done with it yet, that's for sure. It's a whole big project, obviously. There are 32 people who are playing in it, as you may know. Ultra Street Fighter 4, Capcom Cup. That's how many people. And so we're going to do a video per player.
Per player.
And that's 32.
Right, I think we're like 20 in.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and obviously, as people have seen, some of them we recorded before like other stuff happened that may have been relevant in some ways. Like the Keoma one came out. And obviously we did it way before he played against Luffy. This past weekend. So we couldn't have that up there. But, hopefully that's going all right so far.
Yeah, I hope people are enjoying those. So.
Yeah. Let us know if you think it sucks. It's cool. Just give us some feedback. Either way. Anyway, let's talk about what we have to talk about today. As you can see on my right, we're going to talk about Taunt Gate.
Ooh.
And then AFGC Gate.
Ooh.
Events Gate. Gaming News.
Gate.
Community Gates.
Yep, and if I took on my
Gated
wallet,
communities.
we would talk about Bill Gates.
Oh, nicely done.
Yes, and you know what? We should rename this show to Gatekeepers. That's what we should.
That actually sounds like a fine name. We've never actually made a name for the show.
Yeah, I know, it's just been the Tuesday show this whole time, but if we make everything a gate topic, we should just literally be called Gatekeepers.
I think that would be good.
I like gated communities, though.
I like gated communities, too.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so, we'll go over...
They said that you don't flinch to bad puns because you made a pun first, right? So
I made plenty of puns.
Yeah, I know. You made one for... Dude, this guy's Facebook, let me tell you. I mean, it's not public, but his Facebook has so many puns on it, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I like. Secret puns. Anyway, we'll talk about the SGB event, Topanga A-League, etc. Master Cup as well. Tekken. But first up, let's talk about Taunt Gate.
Yeah, for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. So this was NuckleDo playing against SoCal players in a couple of consecutive tournaments. And in them, he taunted a buttload. I think it's fair to say a buttload of taunts.
Well, I mean, there was one point in time where you told me this, I actually saw this finally, where he stunned Brent, and he put on the shades, and then took off the shades, and put on the shades, and took off the shades, and put on the shades, literally
until Brent mashed out.
Yeah, until Brent mashed out of the taunt. Yeah, so he got him dizzy and didn't even try to kill him, he just taunted him.
Yeah, and it went all throughout, especially against Brent. Brent got just dump trucked full of taunts, and it was really a lot of taunts. And then in the final round, when NuckleDo wanted to take it seriously, he got a perfect to win the tournament.
So the reason why that this is even a gate at all, I mean, really, honestly, this is not even a huge gate. This is like a square gate.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. This may be like a toll booth or a fence.
Was because Justin actually tweeted like, "Is that cool? Like, isn't that disrespectful? Like, shouldn't people get like if he did this to say a Japanese player, a whole bunch of people would get butthurt about it." And everything.
That might be true.
I'm not going to deny that. Yeah, exactly. Like if someone dizzied Daigo and taunted a bunch of times and then beat him.
That person would have to suffer the wrath of Twitter. That's for sure. I definitely agree with that. But the question is it BM, James?
Oh, God.
Is it BM to taunt? What do you think about that?
Oh, God. I need to find a sign to get mad at you and hold it up as a cheerful.
Well, okay, my own opinion on it is that it's not that big of a deal at all. If Brent can't even stop a guy from... That's his fault. It's his problem. He's got to hold those taunts.
Right.
I don't think it's anything bad. It's and furthermore, for NuckleDu, I get it. He's, as far as I know, still cool with all those guys. I don't think he's like mad at them.
Hang on a second. Are people trolling me again? They're saying that the audio went bad. Okay, so stop. Go back a little bit. Start. Rewind just a tiny bit.
Okay, so what I was saying is that basically, if Brent can't stop somebody from stunning him while taunting him, then he has to hold those taunts. I really think that's
right.
That's up to him to dissuade the other person from taunting. And on NuckleDu's side, I know that taunting is something he likes to do. It like gets him in the mood or whatever. It's something he's been doing. It's a characteristic of his for a couple of years now.
Right.
It's not a new phenomenon.
Right.
And as far as I know, he's cool with them. Like, I think the SoCal guys are cool with him still. Like, I don't think it was...
Like, they didn't...
I don't think it was, like, actual enmity or anything
I'm pretty sure NuckleDu made it out of the building.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, I'm glad Brent did, too, because the vital signs were in trouble for a little while.
Well, see, if he actually collapsed and passed out, at least he would have an excuse.
Basically, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I wouldn't be offended if I were Brent. I would be 1,000 times more offended that I got outplayed in the way that I did.
I mean, look, even if the taunts weren't in the game, you would just have someone teabagging or something like that, or just jump back and forth, or
people figure out ways to do that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you remember in that epic match, Gandhi versus
yes,
FSP, where Gandhi went up to Rufus and went jab, 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 jab right in front of his face, like at point blank range, whiffing. Yes. I mean, no one got mad at him when he did that, right?
Anniversary of that's coming up.
Yes, exactly. No, it's funny because we were talking on Twitter about beating scrubs, and someone linked that video.
That's right.
And I was like, oh, there you go. So
yeah. Well, what do you think about it?
Like I said, look, you're not going to stop people from doing it. It's a personality thing. Some people are just going to do it. Some people are not going to do it. I mean, I can understand where Justin's coming from. The main reason why I honestly think Justin was kind of upset about it is because people have given Justin so much crap for so many different things that he has done in fighting games that all of a sudden NuckleDu's taunting people and was like, it's funny, this is cool. Whereas if someone from EG did it, they'd be like, EG should ban them, brah, like punish them, They've been just all these cries of collusion and all these things like that. I think it's just, when you see some people are allowed to do things and others are not, it's kind of irritating in a way. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think it's probably true that if it were some brash American against a Japanese player, that it would have gotten a different result. But I don't think it should. I think it should be a fine thing either way. Totally acceptable. I don't want to have colorless gameplay. I don't want for all of the BM to get taken out of it. I don't want that.
BM, of course, is the esports term for bad manners.
Right, that's why because it's esports. I don't. There's only so much of that I can reasonably accept.
The worst thing about hearing the term BM is it makes me think of the term BO. So it's just something
really?
About
it doesn't make me think of bowel movement?
I guess not.
I feel like I'm saying poop every time. That's part of why I've been saying it.
Yeah, well, that term is poop, so, it's fair enough. So, there you go.
Yeah, anyway, I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. In any case, so, whatever, taunt whatever you can, so.
Yeah.
As long as you keep it in game and,
yeah, of course.
And as long, look, obviously in arcades, if people taunted, some people got hurt sometimes,
That's, well, okay.
It's happened before, right?
Okay.
So, obviously, hopefully we're not at that point when it's at something like a Wednesday night fights, so it's all good. It's all good, so.
I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
Anyways.
That's it for that.
Yeah.
Busy day on UltraChenTV.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, we said that we want to talk about the topics of what's going on.
Yes.
Strangely enough, there wasn't anything crazy that's been going on recently. And the next thing that we want to talk about here, which is AFGC Gate, which is Anime FGC Gate.
Yeah.
There's not even really much to talk about here either. Just, I don't even know what started it. It had something to do with Jabali, something to do with the Wikipedia being a joke, being edited to say that Jabali created anime. And then I guess Jabali, being Jabali, tweeted something about like how he created like some awesome anime event or whatever. And then just like Rick the Hado, great guy, great awesome guy, by the way, hardworking dude, then kind of got into it, and then the anime FGC got mad at him and started yelling at him. Might have not even have been the whole community, might have been just one person.
Probably not. Yeah.
Probably just one person or whatever like that, and all that stuff like that. So it's just like, it honestly wasn't that serious. But I mean, the only thing I'll say is that I do notice that they do have, the community has that tendency that they seem to have this attitude where we've been struggling this whole entire time. If you haven't been with us, you don't know our struggles, so you can't speak for us. You can't represent us, etc., etc. I mean, look, news is news, right? All I remember is Anime FGC saying, I wish a TO would show our games off a little bit more instead of these Capcom games, right? Someone did that.
Yeah.
And why? How could you be mad at him, especially since a lot of people enjoyed the event? A lot of people get mad. A lot of people in the anime community. This did come up last week. They got mad at. They were even making fun of Jabali for giving Dacid Bro an award because they don't like Dacid Bro's commentary and stuff like that, and they don't think he's done anything for the anime fighting game community, there's this a lot of, it's weird because they want to spread the love of anime games, but they don't want anybody else to be involved in a weird way. There's kind of like this weird, like, counterintuitiveness to it.
We've talked about this before a couple of times, and my analogy was that it's like sports. If you're a Clippers fan 10 years ago, you loved the Clippers, and theoretically you wanted everybody else to like the Clippers, right? Like you wanted the Clippers to be good and popular, and that was your dream,
right?
But then they get good, and I know a couple people who are a little bit, they're following the Clippers a little bit less nowadays because it's no longer like the underdog or something. Because
there's too many bandwagoners or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. That's sort of how it seems to me, where you're used to being the tiny group, and you're used to being the underdog, and maybe that's cool with you. And you theoretically want more people, but maybe you don't like exactly what that entails.
Yeah. I mean, they want it to be successful in exactly the way they want it to be. In other words, it's got to be the people who've already been involved have to be the one that...
I mean, I get that, but you should also be open to having new people, because definitionally, if the scene grows, then you have new people.
I mean, Dacid Bro is a personality. He's got ties to the speedrunning community and to the fighting game community. Sure. If he talks about Guilty Gear a lot, it can't be bad.
Right.
If Maximilian does a bunch of Guilty Gear stuff, you might not get all the information right, but there have literally been people like, my God, this game looks hype, Max. I'm going to buy it because of you. It's that situation. You've got to accept help from all the different places that you can get it. And I mean, Guilty Gear, don't get me wrong, is succeeding really well right now. Yeah. It's doing really well. 900 people at EVO, and they're doing a lot of it on their own terms. Sure. And they've been doing a lot of great community stuff. We've had all the tutorial videos and all these people talking. They've been doing a great job. But, again, and this is just me doing the James Chen soapbox thing again, we're all in one community. We don't have to blend. we don't have to merge. We don't have to mix or mingle or whatever like that. We all have our different personalities. But every group is helping every group in a way that you know, whether you like it or not, that's the way it's working. Street Fighter getting popular helps Guilty Gear get popular.
Yeah.
It's just the way it works, right? We don't have to, like, you don't have to come and hang out with the Street Fighter players if you don't like them.
Of course.
But, you know, we're all going to help each other. Not a lot of reasons to fight amongst each other and compare and do stuff like that. So just get along. I don't know.
I get people wanting to do it their own way and have their own people be the ones who are successful, because that's like what the FGC wants, just in general.
Right.
Like that's like as a broader community, we want that. So I'm not. So if a sub community of it wants that, I understand. I totally get it.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, even for the FGC, you shouldn't be opposed to having other people come in and do something if it's done legit. I mean, if it's like some esports nonsense and it's done terribly and it's fake and it's obviously BS, different story.
Right.
But
right,
like, for example, like what ESL did with MK, I think that's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Good job to them. To be honest, so that's cool with me. And I guess I feel the same way when it comes to anime. But it's not just the anime Air Dash FGC. I mean, the MK scene, NRS scene, I guess, does the same thing.
Right.
Like they are also, in fact, probably more insular.
Right. I mean, do they witch hunt as much? That's my question. I noticed that happens a lot in the anime FGC. Like, Dacet Bro has become like one of the enemies #1 in that crew.
Yeah, I guess, you know, I'm not deep inside the NRS scene.
Right.
You know, like I really like the games, but I tend to be sort of hovering on the outside of the community. But just from watching it and from being on Test Your Might now and then, I rarely it happens sometimes, and they can be really acerbic to one another, but like not. I don't know.
I mean, like for example, they really like it when you commentate MK.
Well,
right?
that took a while. It took a few years, James.
Okay.
It took a few years.
Fair enough. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this is barely a topic in any case. It wasn't serious. It wasn't that serious, but you know, again, I just want to sit down and preach happiness and joy and love and everything. Like I said, Smash community is a great example. A lot of people have mentioned Smash. Smash is another one of those communities that a lot of people hate on and don't want to welcome. So if, like I said, the anime community, they've got stuff to do. But if you're in the popular group, if you're one of the mean girls, for example, you know, and you're a Street Fighter V fan, and you get all of the accolades and everything in Capcom Cup and all this stuff like this, there's no reason to hate on the other scenes or to ostracize them or whatever like that. In fact, you should help boost them up as well. So
sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, for example, right? This weekend had Master Cup 8.
Yeah.
Biggest Tekken tournament ever, right? And I was just like, this deserves more word.
Yeah,
and
for
so,
sure.
like, literally on that day, I just kept tweeting about it because I was like,
that.
People should be watching this, right?
Yeah.
I don't play Tekken. I have no ties to the Tekken community.
Yeah.
But it's worth watching. And it's a really cool event. So I'm going to tweet about it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's...
I hear you. I watched
different philosophies.
I watched a bunch of Master Cup. I thought it was super cool.
Yeah,
my understanding of Tekken is limited, but I'm really hyped for trying it out again.
Dude, it looks so beautiful.
It's so
but
sick.
We'll get to that.
We'll talk about it. One last bit of nonsense.
You actually have another bit of nonsense.
Sure. Did you hear about how the new boob monster version of DOA isn't coming to the West? Did you hear about that?
Dead or Alive Extreme, right?
Yeah.
The volleyball, swimming, whatever.
Yeah. And with the tan lines, apparently.
Yeah. Like their clothing can actually become loose and stuff like that.
Tan lines underneath. It's not coming to the West, is what the news was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they were worried about the backlash that it might produce coming out over here. So
I mean, that's what they said. My guess is that they just expected that it wouldn't sell that well. Don't you think? I mean,
I wonder how well did the other two sell.
I know some of them sold pretty well, actually.
Beach volleyball, right?
Yeah. I remember some of them selling well. But why would you why would it matter if there were some Twitter outrage if you could get dollars? I don't know. Does that seem right?
I think they're just worried about a lot of things. So maybe a lot of just noise has made them a little bit paranoid about it and stuff like that. Look, obviously we talked about Buttgate last week, and we talked about boobs and Laura and Mika, and we were like why would they? Can you stop making this many boobs, right, and everything like that. For a game like DOA X3, dude, put as many boobs as you want in that game.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point.
That's the entire point.
That's the whole point of this. Why you're making the game, right?
Yes.
So, like, I don't care if my mom sees me play that, because if I had the game in the first place, I'm already done. Right? Like, it's obvious.
Like, you bought it for that reason.
I bought it for that reason, not because like I'm playing fighting games and here's Laura, boom, right? So like, I bought the game for one reason only. Right.
Yeah. I get it. In that kind of case, you have a very particular audience. Cater to them. Why not? I think that's totally fine. It's a different question than a sort of broad-based.
If you want to buy DOA X3, more power to you. So.
I mean, I might call you a weirdo, but it's up to you, man. If that's your thing, then that's your thing.
I mean, look,
have fun.
DOA X1 and 2. I don't have displayed in my normal collection. I mean, I don't own them at all. So,
oh, man.
Hey, you want to take a break? You want to...
on our last thing, when we did talk about Buttgate...
we'll be right back.
There were some people who are, doing the little straw man thing that people do, where they were like, oh, so you guys don't want sexiness in video games at all. No sexy characters, or something. It was something even as vapid as like, oh, if there's a sexy character, then it's not a deep character. But that's not our position at all, right? I mean, it's not. On the one hand, you specifically mentioned characters like Eno and Baiken as being sexy characters who have like a character to them, and I feel like there's some MK characters who are like that as well. MKX characters who are like that as well. That are like actual like characters, right? But they're sexy. That's fine if that's the character and it's like a thing. If it's just like a boob oogling session, then I'm a little. Then I don't love it. But if that's the entire point of that game, then okay, that's fine.
Do it.
It's just that I don't want that in a broad game like Street Fighter V, because I want more players and I don't want them to get turned off by...
I don't know, like, when Viper came out, she was a cleavage monster too.
Oh, that's
right?
true.
But, she was a CIA agent, she had a phone, you found out her son, whatever, blah, blah. Sure enough, maybe Laura will come out and be the deepest character in Street Fighter V. And I do love Mika's microphone speeches.
Oh, for sure.
Mika's microphone speeches are amazing, especially the ones where she like gets confused and doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. But if Laura comes out and all of a sudden is like secretly like doing this for her brother and like has all this stuff, okay. But I mean, it's just I don't know. She just it doesn't strike me as that.
But she's not gonna be like that.
She's not gonna be like that.
So yeah, she's not. So anyway, that's maybe a little bit of a refined position there, comparatively speaking.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, DOA X3. I mean, look, you come out with the game. You have girls in bikinis on the cover. It's rated M for mature. That's another thing too, is the game would be rated M for mature.
Right.
So, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Why do they even keep the clothes on? No, I'm serious.
That's actually really...
I mean, maybe...
Well, I think because a lot of it has to do with the titillation, right?
Okay, I can see that,
You know what I mean? Like, if they're falling off
side
or
boob
loose.
is hotter than
yeah. Like, if it's, like, slipping, then people be like, oh, I want to play the game. For sure, okay. I'm sure they'll have camera mode where you can, like, pan it and, like, try to get, all the right angles and
I can
stuff
see
like
that.
that.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, so... Okay, so you want to take a break? When we come back, we can talk about some more substantial things.
Wait, what's the point that I'm missing? Hold on, somebody says I'm missing the point.
Says you're missing a point.
I'm happy to talk about whatever the point is.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So.
Sorry, I was a little bit late, by the way. All I had to eat today was 3 bagels, and my stomach realized that as I was driving to your place.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I bought a salad and a bit of chocolate.
Gotcha. What does David not get?
I don't know. Anyway, whatever. It's no big deal. Then we can skedaddle. We can take a break and come back and talk about events.
Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball was a fun, competitive game. No.
Maybe it was.
I don't know.
Maybe it was.
No idea.
Nobody
of course,
knows.
Everybody will forever believe that I know now. So.
Oh, did Viper? Did she lose the cup size or something? What happened?
Viper lost the cup size?
I don't know. That's what somebody's saying. Remster's saying that.
I mean, here's the thing, right? In Street Fighter 4, her first iteration, like the cleavage was like really bad texture. And then it was one of her alternate outfits where it actually looked like it was more like actual boobs. You know, because she also had that weird tie that was like in the weird place. So maybe that was one of the things too, is that there was just something bizarre looking about the original Viper costume.
I mean, that's true.
I studied it a lot, you know, so I was definitely, you know, paying very close attention to that as a fan of graphics in video games and stuff like that. What happened?
Oh, she got turned around? What happened?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Anyway, all right. Do you want to take a break and come back and we'll talk about like SGB and
real substantial stuff that
tournament events
that actually matter and stuff like that? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back, guys.
How many?